Well, you click in this video to know the past of our favorite game, Apex Legends, what in company with Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite dominate the actual Battle Royale market. Probably you are a new Apex Legends player or you started to play Apex seasons later, so I'll do more videos talking about Apex Legends lore. Let's start! My name is Alexi in the internet world, and this is Meeting Apex Legends. Today, Season 0. In the middle of 2020, no one is surprised for the hit of online games, due to them let connect every gamer's community in spite of physical barriers. Yeah, what we are interested for is the Battle Royale. So join me and do together a time travel to the year when the most sold game of the story had the highest peak of players. I'm talking about Minecraft, and being more specific is multiplayer mode online, where in some servers was waiting the first Battle Royale concept, Hunger Games. Since 2012 started to be a hit in streaming service, such as Dailymotion, but who really impulsed Minecraft content was YouTube and his 100 creators, Sky Does Everything, Sunday and the Atlantic Crab for example. Every players begin in the center of the map, next to various chests with useful items inside. Around you can find more chests, maybe with a better or worse loot than you have. The objective: be the last man standing. It's a fact Hunger Games still being a success, but the genre needs to progress. The responsible lead was H1Z1. He will be who gave the most popular rules of the Battle Royale. H1Z1 born like a mod for Arma 3, and add features as dropping in parachutes, loot fire guns, use vehicles, and for first time a ring. The ring forced to move and find more players, and about that, this game really strove to make it massive. Matches of 200 players were the most popular, so if you want the coveted first place you had to have enough time to kill every enemies. Unfortunately for H1Z1, his doom was the same game who made popular the Battle Royale genre. PUBG released his alpha in 2016, also included a better strategy tactical ambience than H1Z1, a huge map, more ungrateful vehicles, and select where you want to go at the beginning of the match. Also, the exponential reputation of Twitch let PUBG enjoy more the well-known. PUBG was nominated for the Game of the Year. It didn't win nomination, but PUBG got the best online game of the year during the Game Awards. Then everyone know what happened. If you are a hardcore fan of Apex, please don't kill me in comments. Fortnite was released in 2017 as a co-op game mode called Save the World. His premise: 98% of the humanity in the earth disappeared and something surged called the Storm that can spawn something like a zombies. Although the original idea wasn't a battle royale, Fortnite marked the difference, making this game mode totally free.
Shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got. Just shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got.
Pikes are diverse between one another, but a feature that makes Fortnite iconic was Field. That makes the difference between live and die, you love it or you hate it. Also, run the gaming in PC is easier than PUBG, and it has books everywhere.
Just use control and space.
Like that! What the fuck? What the fuck?
We're going to the moon, boys!
What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? I just said that! What? Sometimes I hold shift.
Most income for the game come from skin selling and its Battle Pass, that make Epic Games, its developer, become to an important video games enterprise. Story of the Battle Royale still is being written, despite the success of all these games. In summary, Step 1. Select side to go. Step 2. Loot weapons to be ready to fight with other enemies. Step 3. Move into the rings and find more players. Step 4. Be the last team or the last man standing to win. In this way, it's time to talk about Apex Legends and its universe. Respawn Entertainment was a video game developer founded in the year 2010 to work hand-to-hand with Infinity Ward to develop Call of Duty games. Since this year started to develop its most renewed game saga, Titanfall, which is very important to understand Apex Legends lore, due to share its universe with this saga. With the premise for a realistic mecha war, big robot hack, Titanfall 1 has a multiplayer campaign without complex story but easy to forget. The reason? It is a multiplayer campaign! Therefore, I will explain Titanfall 1's story. Titanfall is temporarily located in 26th century, at the end of 2600s. Hammond Engineering has created a war armament that are called Titans. Humanity go flip the space-time. That's how it was found series of habitable planets, then were called the Frontier. IMC, Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation, invest a lot of money to travel to the frontier and start to colonize. Despite of a well work, the IMC look again interest at the core systems. Therefore, IMC came back to the Earth. Lack of resource to arm the Titans by Hammond Engineering, now called Hammond Robotics, made him ally with the IMC, and they decide to go back to the frontier to extract construction materials at the beginning of 27th century, around 2700s. When they back notice the evolution of the frontier and its bloom, but the frontier population look at the IMC like a thieves, and the IMC look at the frontier population like ungrateful. A war starts close to 2715 between IMC against the frontier resistance, calling themselves the militia. When the massacre of the colony G21 happened, we met Kuben Blisk, who is a mercenary and an important character. At the first Titanfall game, can see he is a second antagonist. The first one is the IMC evidently. I'll talk about Blisk later. After unlucky events, we arrived at Demeter planet, the polling place for the IMC ships and operations center. A last fight takes place here. James McCallum, a former IMC captain ship, facing close combat to Blisk. After McCallum got close into the planet's central reactor, Blisk go out of there.
Sir, I've got the bastard in my sights. I'm going after him. Stand by.
Blisk, hold your fire. You're gonna rupture a coolant circuit and blow the place to hell. Hand-to-hand combat only. Move.
With pleasure, sir.
The IMC, without any chance to win if McCallum overcharges the reactor core, sacrificed himself to disable the IMC communications and immobilize the trip to the central core planets. Also, leave the planet uninhabitable due to nuclear explosions.
Boss Admiral, McKellum's locked himself in the reactor core chamber. He'll be bloody dead in minutes. That chamber's completely irradiated.
Blisk, there's nothing you can do. Get to your ship and get out of there.
Marcus, I've got the reactor set to pulse detonate, and all the coolant in the system isn't gonna save this place anymore.
Vice Admiral Graves, McCallum has destabilized the core. Shutting down the reactor now will cause a reverse pulse detonation. This will result in the destruction of Demeter. The situation is untenable.
Marcus, you told me 15 years ago on board the Odyssey to take the ship. Now I'm giving you the same choice. They'll follow you, Marcus. Just lead them. They can't forgive a former IMC. Look at me.
He really believes he can turn you, sir.
It's up to you now, my friend. Take the ship.
At the epilogue, we have the mission to strike the Hammond Robotics Central installation so that the IMC won't get more enemy Titans. We won. Blisk gave us a last tree to fight, Spyglass. The IMC AI materialization is ordering the withdrawal, and now the IMC are in the defensive footing.
We don't have to be against each other, Blisk. It could be us against the machines.
Then how are we going to ever know who's better?
No person is better than another, Blisk.
I disagree. You kill me, you're better. I kill you, I'm better.
Blisk fight alongside machines, but they believe in nothing. They have no loyalty. They're loyal only to their operator.
You're gonna lecture me about loyalty?
You change your uniform like you're changing socks. In the end, against faceless machines and people like you who fight only for a paycheck, we will win. Oh, I'll fight you for free, Graves. I have to find you on the ground soon, eh?
All IMC forces, this is your Vice Admiral. Designation, Spyglass. The destruction of Demeter and the loss of many robotics factories has put us on a defensive footing. Although reinforcements from the core systems are unable to reach us, battle projections indicate we are still an effective fighting force. Our garrisons continue to maintain order on the frontier. Until we are relieved, we will remain vigilant. We will adapt, and we will prevail.
Titanfall 1 ends. In summary, now the sequel, Titanfall 2 Story, it was released in 2016. The events seem to take place 5 years later, as the militia could build Macallan-class carriers to honor his sacrifice at the end of Titanfall 1. In Titanfall 2, we embody Jack Cooper, a rifleman class 3 of the militia. At the beginning of the adventure, we receive a kind of tutorial in augmented reality. When we are interrupted, we are arrived to our mission, an assault to Typhon Planet. The rumor says that the IMC made experiments. We were deployed into a capsule, and when we land, we are received by the IMC troops, of which we need to open way. But the Apex Predators intercept us, who are mercenaries led by Kuben Blisk. Lastimosa, our captain, rescues us, but him takes the worst part. Upon waking up, he is defeated, and before to succumb gives us his helmet, his jump kit, and his Titan named BT-7274, who is on charge, and we need to find Titan batteries to make him work one more time. After get recharged BT, he explains us the situation. We need to do another mission now. Find Anderson and finish Major Anderson's mission. Afterwards get over some Blisk mercenaries, we find the last location of Anderson inside an old IMC installation. Anderson's corpse is sandwiched, half of his body at the top and the other half below. We are told he had an artifact called Time Gauntlet, and our duty is recover it. After reaching the top, we got it, and we can use it to scroll through the past and the present, what it will help us to cross obstacles and avoid shots in the past and the beasts that are inside installations in the present. We discovered that the IMC was creating a super weapon capable to destroy entire planets called Fall Weapon, and it was created to destroy Harmony, central planet of the militia. Thanks to Anderson holograms, we know that the Time Gauntlet works thanks to an energy source called the Arc, and it is the same that the Fall Weapon uses. BT asks us to get close to the Arc from the past to scan its energy emission to locate it in the present. Try to communicate this information to the militia, we must change an antenna model. After getting it, we will see the favorite Titanfall 2 cinematic of every player that have played.
Got you.
Now, on a chase in the air, we need to overtake the Draconis, the ship that carry the Ark to the Fall Weapon. Numerous militia ships are being destroyed by another mercenary named Viper, but we keep moving along with BT. Unfortunately, Viper attacks us and BT loses one of his arms. Even so, we defeat him and arrive to the Ark. BT keeps it inside the pilot cabin, but the ship where we are is shut down, and we can see another gesture of humanity from BT.
Get the Ark out of here!
Negative. We are trapped.
What are you doing?
Protocol 3. I will not lose another pilot. Brace for impact.
When we regain consciousness, BT is being interrogated. He is destroyed by other Titan mercenary by order of Blisk, and the Ark is snatched.
Nice try, love. Say goodnight.
Fortunately, BT memory core still is working, and after leaving the ship we solicit a new Titan to install the core of BT on it. Already into the full weapon, it is activated, and we must beat the penultimate apex predator called Sloan. When we over, we try to take out the injector, but that causes a circuit failure in BT that immobilizes it. Kuben Blisk makes his last apparition and gives us an invitation to partake the apex predators, as we have shown our courage. This is considered as the first look to Apex Legends.
It's your lucky day, hero. I'm not going to kill you. I don't work for free. But you don't get to kill me either. Yeah, you earned this, eh?
Liz, that Vanguard class Titan is still in there.
Not my problem, Marta. Should have put it in my contract. I've got other people with money to see.
What are you doing? What do you think you are doing?
Please let us leave. BT explains that we can cause failure in the arc if we get V in the center of the explosion, causing the full weapon to not work again. But everything has a cost, and we will do it at the expense of destruction of Typhoon Planet.
Protocol 3. Protect the pilot.
BT, what are you doing?
Trust me.
BT, following his protocols, expels us from the cabin and draws us to safety. Sarah Briggs arrives just in time, before the explosion, and when leaving the planet we can see what could have done to Harmony.
Come on, pilot! Parker, get us out of here!
Now we are ready. Knowing the prequels of Apex Legends and knowing the Battle Royale genre, I can give way to talk completely of it. Apex Legends was released by surprise 4th February 2019 for platforms as Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Origin for PC totally free. Into the game fiction, the Apex games takes place in the Outlands, and the games are a TV show, which is broadcast in the Outlands television for all the frontier temporarily located in 2733. The war against the IMC finished years ago, so the game takes place in the King's Canyon on a planet named Solas, where we know it had intervened by IMC. The Apex games makes us face between 3 or 2 players in the Battle Royale modality. It was the first game in the genre that included the respawn after half died, at least the first that made echo of this feature. Over of its most relevant attributes is the ping system. With it, we can notify our team what is happening from our point of view and where an enemy presence or that one of them has been here. Say you will fight, defend, or you gonna go collect loot. You can suggest where to go, where are you seeing, and being more specific to say where you're going. To say the mobility section is more dynamic than on other games is point out the obvious. The vehicle existence was removed, and the way to make up this lag is add the possibility to climb walls, despite being slower than Titanfall, as we are a trained pilot to do wall running, but it remained gratifying. To sliding inclines is so important to have more speed or avoid the shots. These mechanics require skill, as using it we are able to keep shooting, get shots, and do every offensive and defensive actions. In the map we can find zip-lines frequently, in which we can get up or get down of diverse platforms. Accompanying them are the jump towers, that are a kind of balloons which are distributed in the map. With those we can repeat the jump out animation that happens at the beginning of the game, and move long distances, with the drawback of leave our trace, which is distinguishable for all players. Canonically it's possible to get up in the ziplines and raise the jump towers thanks to jump kit. Also, when we land after the skydive from the ship, we are muffled by our jump kit. Each legend has 3 abilities: a passive ability which every time is working or depending on frequent actions will active, a tactical which can help to do an effective offensive advance, and the last one, a ultimate which is more useful than a tactical ability and could make the difference between to be victorious or die. Imagining that we would have played Apex Legends since the first day, we would have been received by a cutscene, in which a cast of 8 characters whose personality is very marked are introduced, and it has been accentuating along the time. When the cutscene ends, we have an important revelation because Coben Blix, the same man that has made impossible our life in Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2, invites us to be part of the Apex games, so he was considered a creator of the games. Later, it was revealed to us that only he is a commissioner, that is, someone who's responsible to invite more competitors. Coben Blix looks older. This confirmed Apex Legends passes after Titanfall 2 events. The place where cutscene develops is the bar, the Paradise Lounge, which is Mirage Burst, one of the playable characters in Apex Legends. The existence of a newspaper named the Outlands Journal is showed. In meantime, official Apex Legends YouTube channel posted the Apex Legends official trailer, in which Mirage explained us that the frontier after the IMC liberation brought problems to the Outlands, a secluded sector of the frontier, and the reborn of an old blood sport. Evidently is talking about the Apex games, where the participants are here to search fortune, answers, and fame. We see main team's abilities, formed by Mirage, Wraith, and Pathfinder, and the rest of the Legends. Also, we have looked to the next weapon that will form part of the game's arsenal, the Havoc, which was added during Season 0 on 20 February. A curious data, King's Canyon, the map that surprised everyone for his variety, was leaked 1 year before of the launch of the game in the official Titanfall Reddit forum on 20 March 2018, so that since this year, it is already known that it was developing Apex Legends. Since Season 0 started, there were a total of 6 weapon classes, among which there are assault rifles, SMGs, LMGs, sniper rifles, shotguns, and pistols, and 4 kinds of ammo, light rounds, heavy rounds, shotgun shells, and energy ammo, 3 different grenades, which includes the frag grenade, arc star, and the thermal grenade. Among the weapons, 2 of them were legendary class. That is to say, these are only can be found in care package, which fall aleatory inside of the ring. When you start a match, after choose your legend, a champion will be announced that was the winner in his last play. That motivates to win, to have the same champion's title. Already in the game, there is the possibility to do a finisher, when you knock down your enemy, allowing to finish his play and his life in style. Since the first day, the Apex pet was named Nessie, which is a Lost Ness monster plush, that even appeared in Titanfall 1 and 2. If you find and shot to 10 Nessie plushes into the King's Canyon, you were able to see an awesome Easter egg, in which you could meet with Sam, Loch Ness monster, or at least a plushie version, but this time it was huge. On 15 March, a jump pad appeared next to the zone called Market, which turned out to be an ultimate ability teaser about the next legend. On 19 March was announced a new legend and marked the beginning of Season 1. At last data, previously this legend has been shown together with another legend since 4th February into the Apex YouTube channel. However, his name and his abilities hadn't been said. In this way, the video ends. Thanks for watching, and a last message. I am not an English native speaker. If you can help me to improve the script for my next videos, please send an email to the email that's in the screen. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, subscribe to my channel, and share. I remind you, I am Alex in the internet world, and I live. Bye bye!